friends, it's Laura with Laura B. Floss Tube. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. This is Floss Tube number 32. Woo! I have got some finishes, some works in progress, and some new starts to share with you tonight. I've also got some quilting updates, some life updates, and we have a drawing for winners to do. So please stick around and we'll get it all done. All right, first up is finishes. So finishes, I have two. I can't believe it. I finished the 1989 Prairie Schooler Santa. And for those of you that were so kind and told me not to worry about the belt on the Santa coat, well, I didn't listen. I went back and stitched, and what I did was I just stitched over the red with the gold, and I think it turned out okay. I mean, it just looks like it's laying on top of a red coat, and that's fine. I am fine with it. I also added the year up here in the corner because eventually I'm going to turn these into a quilt, and so I want the years of each Santa on the pattern. Now a couple deviants that I did from the original pattern. I switched out the red for the cardinals. They're a different color red than the red coat. They were supposed to be the same. And then I also made the green wreath a little lighter green than the border. And in the original pattern, it was the same as the outside border. So a couple different variations that I put in on this one. So another thing that I wanted to mention, I am stitching these on a 14 count dirty Aida. The patterns call for 18 count. I think it's Aida cloth. I'm not sure. It's an 18 count cloth though. I'm doing mine on 14 mostly because that's what I started them on. And so I'm just going to continue with that until I get enough for the quilt, which I mean, honestly, I'm going to try to do all of them. There's been 40 years of Santas now. So I'm going to try to get all of them done like within the next few years. And then I'll make them into a quilt. So, first finish, 1989 Prairie Schooler Santa. Yay, yay, yay. All right, next up is my PinkerNPunkin stitch. So, those of you that have followed along for a while, you may remember that I'm doing one of Melissa's salt box stitches every month for 2023. So, this is my May stitch, and it's Aunt Bee's Summer Home. I really just selected these based on what I liked. So I just chose 13 actually because I did one early over winter break last year. And then I'm doing one each month, and I'm starting like on the first of the month and just stitching until I'm done. So I actually just got this finished yesterday, and I posted a tutorial on how I finished these on sticky board. I kind of combine several different people's ideas into how I finish my projects. So I wanted to share that with you guys. If you're interested, make sure you check out that video. You can find it in my videos list. And I'll try to put a link down below in the description box too. But I might forget, so forgive me if I do. Anyway, this is Aunt Bee's Summer Home by Melissa at PinkerNPunkin.blogspot.com. And her link is in the description box below. And if you're doing salt box stitches with me this year, please make sure you use the hashtag PinkerNPunkin 2023 SAL. Yay! All right, so those are my finishes. And believe it or not, I actually have progress on a couple things. After we spoke last time, I was able to start the tea house for Peppermint Lane. And this is a pattern by Pansy Patch Quilting and Stitchery. Might be Stitchery and Quilting. And I'm not like really far on this, but I have a fairly good start. So this is what I have for the tea house. See, it says tea house. Yay, I'm done. The rest of it's just invisible, right? Well, okay, I'll stitch it. So I do have the divider done for that, for that block for the row, and I have the top border done and the side border done. So now I just have to do, everything else, like the house and the flowers and I think there's some snowflakes or something on there. Hang on, let me get the pattern out. We can look. We can look together. It'll be fun. Let's see. Oh yeah. There's all kinds of cute stuff on this one. Yeah, so this is Pansy Patch Quilt and Stitchery. Hey, I was right. And here is the pillow finish that they have in their pattern. And this is what I'm doing. And I am doing this on an 18 count Aida. It's a tea dye Aida that I also used a little bit of rose quartz liquid RIT dye and did kind of a splatter, I guess, across the cloth. And then I also tea stained it. And I'm doing all of the called for DMC for this stitch. All right. So there is my one work in progress. Next up is, oh my goodness, you guys, I'm getting so close. Does anyone recognize this bag? Do you know what's in here? I bet you do. Oh, look at that. All right. So in this bag is my flags on the 4th stitch. I'm getting so close. Remember, I made a goal of getting all of the blue squares done in May. Yay! And then getting all the red stripes done. Oh, I'm sorry. The blue squares done in April, the red stripes done in May. All the blue squares are completed. I have 2 of the 6 flags done with the red stripes in that last 6 quadrant. And I just started on that last night, so I have 2 more nights of stitching on that, and I really feel like I'll probably have it finished. I'm not like, the red will be finished tonight and tomorrow night. So that should work out really well, and I'll be right on my way to having this fully finished before July 4th. I started this July 4th of 2022, and so I set a goal for myself to make sure I have it done by July 4th of 2023. So we shall see, right? All right, so that's, and this one I'm stitching on an 18 count. It's a really light gray. I'm not even really sure exactly what it is. It's a light gray Aida cloth. And then I'm using anchor floss. I just picked, they have big, excuse me, they have big spools of red and blue and white. And those are the colors I chose because I knew I'd need a lot of them. So that is the progress. Yay! And the tea house, by the way, was also the new start. Okay, so for upcoming starts in the month of May, remember I'm doing MayNia, and I was trying to decide last time what I was going to do during MayNia, and I've decided that I'm just going to start Peacock Manor on the 13th, which is my graduation start. Hopefully you guys are stitching along with me to celebrate my graduation. Yay! And I'm going to stitch it until it's done. If I happen to get it done before the end of May, then I will go back to the tea house. And if I have that finished before the end of May, then I will go back to the flags. So that's kind of where I'm going to try to just do some wrap up things, because like I said, the 13th, I will be starting Peacock Manor. And if you have not watched my floss tube before, I just completed my Bachelor's of General Studies degree with the University of Missouri in Columbia, and I graduate, I walk on May 13th. That's the Saturday coming up. And so this is going to be my graduation start. So there is Peacock Manor. It's by Pansy Patch Quilting and Stitchery. It is in the June 2023 edition of JustCrossStitch magazine. You can find that on the Annie's website. You can also get copies. Walmart used to carry copies of it, but I know that Joann's has copies. And there are other places online that you can purchase a copy of this magazine, so you can get this chart. It's so cute. Like I said, this is my graduation start, and I'm starting it on Saturday. And it is in my Mizzou bag. Yay. I am using anchor floss. I'm doing a complete color change on this. Here are my colors that I'm using. And I believe someone asked me last time. Let me see if I can share that. Yeah. All right. So here's a list of the colors that I'm going to be using, the anchor flosses that I'm using in instead of the called for DMC, or I think is it Weeks Dye Works. Yeah. So there are the colors I'm using. And then I'm also going to be stitching that on a 28 count wheat Lugana. So I am excited to get this started Saturday. I think it's going to be super fun. And I know a few people on Instagram have told me they've already started and they're using the hashtag, which is amazing. I love seeing you guys work. I love to know people are stitching along with me. I think it's just super cool. I think it's just because, you know, like I'm doing a drawing tonight for 800 subscribers. I don't know what happened the last 2 weeks, but I went from 800 to 2,500 subscribers in a matter of like a week. I actually do know what happened, but I'll tell you about that later. But it's so cool when I'm like scrolling and people are like, oh, I watched your YouTube. And I'm like, oh, really? Me? That's so cool. All right. So anyway, that's going to be my graduation start. Sorry to deviate there a little bit for you. And then on the 31st, I'm doing the Peppermint Lane stitch along with Fat Quarter Shop. And so on the 31st, I will be starting the next one. Hopefully y'all have the T-shop done. If so, I will start the Cranberry House, which is the next in the series. And that is house 5 of 9. So that is crazy. And like I said earlier, I'm doing those on an 18 count tea and rose quartz dyed Ada cloth with called for DMC. I love DMC. I just, you know, it's just easy to get and it's cost effective and I don't have to worry about, you know, getting another skein and it not matching and me ripping my hair out because it's not the right color or whatever. So I love DMC. I also love Anchor because same reason. I love their little spools. They're super cute. And again, it's consistent dyeing. So it's amazing. All right. So my other 2 stitches that I have are Autumn Love and Featherweight, the Featherweight stitch. I haven't done any progress on either one of those, so I'm not going to even share them. They're the same as they were last time you saw them. So if you want to see them, go back 1 or 2 floss tubes and you can see them there. I'm hoping that I know I'm going to have more time this summer to stitch because I don't have a class this summer. But I'm hoping to get, you know, more progress done before our next floss tube. Maybe. It might be the first one in June before I get progress on those because, yeah, it'll be like the 23rd the next floss tube. So it'll still be May. Anyway. All right, moving on. That was a lot of nothing. In case you didn't hear or you didn't watch the last floss tube, there's another stitch along coming up that is totally free. It sounds super cool with Stitchonomy, Kingdoms of Life stitch along. And all you have to do is go sign up on their website and then they will start sending you an email when it begins. So you have to sign up by June 13th. And then the stitch along actually starts on the 26th of June. And I don't believe that the supplies list has been like released yet. They usually do that pretty close to when signups are closing or after they closed. And then you'll just want to gather all your stuff. They do have kits for sale on Etsy, which if you go to their website, they'll have links to all of that. Their stitch alongs are super cool. I've done a few of them. I did the Fantastic Fungi for my stepdaughter because she loves mycology. I've done one of the Halloween, I believe, and I've done a Christmas stitch along with them as well. All of them have been amazing, and I think it's Allison. I think so. Her work is great, and her charts are easy to read. She makes sure that her little chart symbols and things are very easy to read, so you don't have to worry about dark colors, dark symbols, things like that. So anyway, I highly encourage you to sign up for the Stitchonomy Stitch Along Kingdoms of Life that's coming up. They have a Facebook group too, so jump in there too and you can get all kinds of stuff. And sometimes like if there's like one that releases that people don't totally like, they'll like rechart it a little bit and then release their rechart. So it's a really good place to just kind of bounce ideas and follow along with everyone else that's stitching. I haven't totally decided if I'm going to stitch along with them or if I'm going to collect the patterns and then stitch it later. So I will figure that out maybe by, well, probably the first June floss tube. So 2 floss tubes from now, I'll have an answer on what if I'm going to be stitching along with them or just collecting the patterns. All right, so that is all of that. So why don't we do our giveaway right here? I'll insert the video. It's going to be whoop because I did it on my phone. And then we will rally back up and I'll tell you about my quilts and some life updates. So here we are. We are going to pick our 3 winners for the scissor fobs from last floss tube. So I'm going to use this YouTube tool, and I've put in the a few different ways to do fobs because I noticed that there are a couple different people that had different ways they spelt it. And we're choosing 3, so here we go. And our winners are Becca Fern, Jen, and Devetta. All right, so guys, I will post my email on this video, and send me an email and let me know your address, and then I will go in the order that it picked and try to get you the first or second choice for your fob. Thanks so much for playing. Yay! Okay, so congratulations to the winners. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to my videos and my channel. Thank you so much for your comments. I'm like so excited to send you the scissor fobs. Be sure that you get me your address and everything so I can get that done quickly. I know that Naomi is the one that won the first scissor fob because she had the first comment on the video. It was so cute. She was like super fast. I can't believe that she was on it. I mean, it was like within 10 minutes of me posting the video. It was kind of funny. So we've connected. She got her fob, and I actually got the sweetest thank you card in the mail today from her. So thank you so much, Naomi. That was so sweet of you to follow up and send me a thank you card back for the scissor fob. I hope you do enjoy it. I will have a tutorial coming up fairly soon on how to make your own scissor fobs. So if you didn't win one and you want to see how I make mine, you will be able to do that. All right, so quilts. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. Let me flip this around so you can see why I'm so excited. Okay, so check this out. Oh my goodness. I just got this together today. I am about 3 weeks, I believe, ahead of Lori Holt's sew along. I simply used her sew along guide, and I've just made several of her quilts, so I kind of know her techniques and her ways of doing things, I guess. So I went ahead and worked ahead and got all of it done. So I have the center basically of Calico Garden completed. I am so excited about this. There are supposed to be a 4.5-inch outer border that goes all the way around the quilt, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to leave it just the way it is because it's already pretty big. And actually I measured the space today and I was like, oh, because I hang these on the wall in my living room. And this quilt finishes at 90 by 90. So without that outer border, it's still 82 by 82. So I will be leaving off that outer border and then just finishing it with a complementary binding that doesn't distract from that narrow outside border around my pieced blocks. So yeah, isn't that, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how long I just sat and stared at this today. And if you're, okay, so in addition to Calico Garden, I really haven't done much for quilting. The only thing that I have done is I went to my Quilt Guild meeting here in Columbia, Missouri last week, and we had a special speaker from Kansas, and she calls herself the Curious Kansas Quilter. Her name is Denise Stahl, and she has an Etsy shop, which I'll link below. And it was so cool because, as I said, I'm graduating this Saturday, right? And I am a Missouri girl, and I quilt. So I decided to decorate my grad hat with the Missouri Star. And I really wanted to do something in addition to that, just just because, right? And I've collected the selvages from the last Lori Holt line, which was for Calico Garden. And I kept all those selvages, and I've been trying to decide what I was going to do. And I really thought I was going to do a project bag until I saw Denise's pattern. So she is doing a quilt for 50 states, so 50 quilts for 50 states. And her Missouri quilt is like a runner, basically. And what she's done is she uses selvages in these outer triangles to create such a really cool look and technique for her Missouri Star. So I'm going to be using the Lori Holt Selvages from Calico collection to make my Missouri Stars. And this just tied in so perfectly with just everything. It just brought everything together. And again, thank you so much, Denise. I was so excited to win your door prize at the guild meeting. I'm sure that you're not watching me, but that's okay. I forgive you. But I will link her Etsy shop down below, and I encourage you to go check out her designs. She has a lot of really cool quilt designs, and she's a very interesting woman. She has called herself the Queen of UFOs, and she had an amazing talk that she gave. So it was great. I enjoyed it. I love the pattern, and I'm so excited to use it. All right, so yeah, I think that's all I have as far as stitching and quilting and all of that good stuff. If you want to hang around for a quick life update, I will give you one. Other than that, I will see you next time, and happy stitching. Okay, so life update. I'm going to share something here that's a little embarrassing, but I promised you guys from the very beginning we're going to be real on Laura B. Floss Tube, so here, let's get real. I'm graduating Saturday, the 13th of May, 2023, okay? And I was so excited the Friday after the last Floss Tube, so it's been a week ago. And I went and I ran in, and I was going to try on my dress and my shoes and my grad gown and my hat that I decorated. Remember my hat that I showed earlier? Grad hat, cute, adorable, on my head. Yeah. My gown didn't fit. It was like too tight around my hips. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I am not a slim girl. I am not. I never have been. I didn't feel like I was like, don't fit the grad gown chunky though, but I was. So I had to go get a different grad gown, and then they were out of the size that I needed. So I had to go up another size. So guess what I was very thankful about? I was very thankful that my mom taught me to sew and taught me how to alter clothes, because I brought the grad, and the girl in the grad shop, she was just like, I don't know what you're going to do. It's too big. And I was like, I can shorten it. I can take it in. I can fix that. I can't make it bigger. So she was like so impressed and relieved. And I was like, I got skills. What can I say? So I brought it home. I took in the sides like 6 inches. I took in the sleeves 6 inches. I shortened it like 5 inches. I shortened the sleeves another 2 inches. Oh my gosh. But it fits. And they understood about the hat being decorated already, and they just swapped the hats, and it was fine, and it's going to work out, and it's great. So I did that on a Friday. The next Monday, which, mind you, this time of year going to campus is a little daunting because there are a lot of things going on campus. So it's hard to find a place to park that isn't like, 3 miles away. I'm exaggerating, half a mile away. So the next Monday, I got another email saying, hey, you're graduating with honors, which I am so excited and delighted to announce that I am graduating with honors. And they have a medallion for me. And I was like, oh, awesome. So now I have to go back to the bookstore again. So I went to the pottery sale that my stepdaughter's doing, and she did fantastic. She sold all but 5 of her pieces. Here's a picture of her with her pottery. She's so cute. And her pottery is so adorable, and it's just so, I say it's adorable. It's amazing. She's doing a really good job, and I can definitely, she's like everyone else. She is her worst critic. But she has come such a long way in the last 2 years, and her pottery is amazing. She sold all but 5 of her pieces, and made a good little chunk of money. So that was fun. So went to the pottery sale, bought a few pieces of pottery, went to the bookstore, got my honors medallion. And this week I am making lists left and right, and I'm trying to keep my head straight and trying to decide what I'm going to do, what I need to do, what I need to get done, and when I need to get it done, including 2 Mother's Day cards and just some extra things that I really don't need to do, but I want to do. So all of that stuff is going on this week. My brain is spinning at 2 million miles an hour, which is about double its normal speed. And I'm just waiting and counting down the hours until Saturday at 8:30 in the morning, when I can just sit on a seat and wait for my name to be called and walk across the stage. I'm having family and some friends over for just a barbecue, hoping that it doesn't rain the whole time that they're here, so we can have some outdoor space as well. And just looking forward to celebrating this achievement with my friends and family. So that's kind of the life update for me. Hopefully after this week, things will settle down a little bit and will be more about stitching and car shows. So I will see you next time. Thanks for hanging out if you made it all the way till here. And until we meet again, happy stitching.